We are now just 140 days away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. That is all set and ready to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, by far, what's really intriguing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be, well, a revelation film. It's going to have a lot of twists and turns that will lead to saga-wide implications in this story, as well as a lot of connections to the prequels and the originals in a very unique way by JJ. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of Rey heading to the Lost City, where it's explained that Rey is heading toward the Land of Warriors, a place full of ancient Jedi ruins and statues. It's described that eventually Rey reaches a place called the Lake of Dreams, where in the distance it's said that Rey begins to see a far older version of Anakin's Force Ghost, as he is around the age of 7 years old by appearance, where the distant Anakin figure lures Rey into the Lake of Dreams. It's said that during her time floating in the lake and meditating is that Anakin is able to guide Rey through a series of discoveries of the Force. One of the big reveals by Anakin's Force Ghost is that he allows Rey to see an actual vision of his own son, Luke Skywalker, where Rey is able to see a vision of Luke discovering a dark temple in the unknown regions. Luke is said to be in a black cloak for a very brief moment, where it's said to be a rear shot of Luke looking up at a tall structure. It's said that this unveils that Luke had once traveled to the unknown regions and discovered one of the dark temples that serves as the key to the beyond itself. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, because we do know that Episode 9 is really going to have a lot of Jedi, Sith, and Force lore that's really going to change the game to the Star Wars franchise, right? It's going to make us view the past 8 films in a different light. Now, in this scenario, it's said that Rey sees a distant apparition of a far older version of Anakin Skywalker, a version of Anakin that fans have never seen before on the big screen. We're talking about the Hayden version of Anakin, older, in The Rise of Skywalker, guiding Rey to the Lake of Dreams itself, where she eventually finds it and is able to float in the lake and meditate her way through the Force. Now, while she does this, the Force Ghost of Anakin Skywalker is able to allow Rey to see a specific vision about Luke Skywalker, a specific secret about this character, that Luke had actually once traveled to the unknown regions and discovered one of the key dark temples that serves as a bridge to the beyond itself. Now, as of right now, we still don't know what the beyond really is. We do know that the unknown regions will play a massive role in The Rise of Skywalker. Just remember that. It's going to be a very big part of this movie, and I think it's going to be a very exciting region of the galaxy that we have never seen before on the big screen in Star Wars film history. I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy it. So, apart from the unknown regions, what in the world is the beyond, and why was Luke Skywalker going over to the unknown regions to actually go into one of the dark temples that serves as a key to the beyond? Why was Luke trying to find the beyond? Well, we do know that the beyond holds the origins of the galaxy itself, as well as the origins of the dark and the light side of the Force. But what's even more dangerous about the beyond is that it holds a power far greater than the dark side itself. And that power is exactly what the spirit of Sidious is going to utilize in this movie against both Rey and Kylo Ren. So that's the one thing about this film. That's exactly why there needs to be an alliance between both Kylo and Rey. They are not just going up against Sidious how he was in the prequels and in the originals. This is a version of Sidious that is actually said to be far powerful than ever before than we have seen on an actual Star Wars movie in live action form. So, with that being said, the fact that Anakin's Force Ghost is able to allow Rey to see the specific secret of Luke allows her to realize that he too was searching for the beyond for many years on end. In case you guys did not know, in between episodes 6 and 7, Luke actually went on thousands of missions. Yeah, thousands of missions with R2-D2 and even Lor San Tekka, which really sets up the possibility of them doing a live-action TV series of post-Return of the Jedi Luke if they really wanted to. But I move on. What's really interesting about this is that In the very beginning, Rey is said to actually see a distant apparition of course, Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost. We're talking about a far older version than we have ever seen before on the big screen that lures her into this dark environment of the Lake of Dreams. Now, the Lake of Dreams really is taken directly from Star Wars Legends. A lot of different elements just like this were used in Legends material, where a character would float in the middle of a lake to meditate. Very similar, and the fact that JJ, Chris, and George Lucas really kind of just dug into Star Wars Legends and reintroduced it in The Rise of Skywalker is going to be very interesting to see on the big screen. So, with that being said, guys, let me know what you think about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.